So in this video, I'm going to discuss why Bitcoin, where my passion and conviction comes from, how I know this is the end all be all cryptocurrency that you need to be in. Where does this passion come from? How do I know this? Do I have a crystal ball? Is there something that I see that others don't? I want to give a shout out to Viper. Viper is a subscriber of the channel, and they've been leaving excellent comments down below. And that's just sprung this video idea, which is very important. I believe everyone can gain value from it. So it doesn't matter if this is the first time you're hearing of cryptocurrency or if you're a seasoned veteran, everyone will gain value from this video. And without further ado, let's do this. Hello, everyone. I am 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, and this is your channel for Apex Bitcoin and crypto news. And today, I am going to peel back the layers to show you why Bitcoin, where the conviction comes from, and where my passion lies. But first, you need to understand where I'm coming from and a quote that I truly live by. In order to get ahead in life, you need to peer into the future, look around, see what the world needs, either make it better or get ahead of what's coming next. And this is important. I try to implement and apply this with everything I do. And this is a massive thing that's coming with cryptocurrency. And in order to fully understand this, I want you to take a walk down history lane with me so you can understand my premise on Bitcoin. So first, I want to go back to 1760 when the Industrial Revolution started. Now, every 25 to 50 years, there has been just an influx of cultivation and ingenuity that has made mankind better if you date back almost over the last 3 centuries. And the first one is the Industrial Revolution. Next, we head over to steam engines and railroads. What a fun time, right? Who doesn't love trains? This is also now followed by electricity and steel. Next is oil and automobiles. We're rounding around 1900s here. Followed by computers and microprocessors. Okay, here we're looking around the 1950s. Followed by number 6, mobile supercomputers. Right? Your iPhones, your Androids, you hold them in the palm of your hand, and they're thousands, tens of thousands times more powerful than the computers from the 70s that some of them that could literally fill up a whole room. And this leads me to number 7. There is a 7th technological evolution that you are living through, whether you realize it or not. And this is the basis and premise of why Bitcoin and where my conviction begins to come from. And number 7 is blockchain technology. Okay, so blockchain technology is built into what's called a trust net. So you have to remember the supercomputer, the mobile supercomputer, your iPhone, your Androids. What are we living through right now? 4G, 5G, you see all the networks, the telecommunications, you see the towers, the routing, the internet, everything's coming together. Well, there's powerful supercomputers right now that are linking all the blockchains together. This is the new future of movement of money, safety of money, and transferability of money. And in the center of all this, the best example of blockchain technology, in my opinion, as well as many others, is Bitcoin. So this is the premise of where I'm coming from. Now, I want to dive deeper and add to this conviction so you can fully get a picture of what I'm seeing. Let's look at what currency you currently have. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Let me teach you something. Since the existence of money, there have been 875 paper currencies. And to date, 75% of them have failed. You have to understand something. Fiat money is inflationary. It's designed to fail. It's unfortunate. It's sad. It's just the way it's been designed. Okay. And I like to be in control of everything I can be in control in for as long as possible. Now, right now, we can't control how we get paid, right? So whatever job you have right now, for the most part, you're probably getting paid in fiat money. There are some people that get paid in cryptocurrency, but for the most part, probably less than 1% of that goes on in this world. But it is growing. But the thing is, you're getting paid in fiat money, which is inflationary and it's depreciating every second. So no matter where you put that money, in your bank account, in your savings account, in your stock market account, in real estate, wherever, it doesn't matter. It's slowly bleeding you out. You're slowly losing money. Now, what did people do back in the days? Back in the 1900s, 1910s, 1920s, they bought gold. Gold was a safe haven. Gold helped hedge inflation. The thing with gold that you have to understand is it's heavy. It's not easily transferable, right? You can't just take out a bar of gold and cut it up, divide it in half. It has to be melted down. There's a lot of regulations with this. It's very difficult to do. The price of gold hasn't moved much in the last 3 years. And depending on how far back you want to go in the charts, when you compare gold to Bitcoin and what it's done, there's really no comparison. Bitcoin is truly the new gold. Gold has become extinct compared and next to Bitcoin. And let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. And I want to show you just an example of what I'm talking about here. So this is the current chart of gold right now. And in this experiment, what I want to show you is when I press this button, my lines are going to come on. And I just went back 3 years, roughly. So this is, I believe, what it was, September of 2020. And gold price was roughly right around $18.99. And as you can see, it went down, came up, down, shot up to a new high in this area, all the way back down again, touched that high again. And now, this is current prices as of today. We're literally right back where we started 3 years ago. Okay, now here's the problem with this. During this time, you've lost value, right? Because was this the best place to put your money during that time? These are the things you need to ask yourself, okay? Now, let's head over to the Bitcoin chart. Now, yes, a lot more volatility here, right? A lot more going on. Let's go ahead and put the lines in. And if we go back the same time, 3 years ago, back in September of 2020, Bitcoin was right around $10,000. And now, as you can see, it shot up all the way up to 65,000 here, then back down to 30, back up to the all-time high right around 69. And fast forward to where we are today, right around 25.8. So obviously, you more than doubled your money here, even through all this roller coaster. And you may be asking yourself, yes, you're right, Rinzi, but this is too much volatility for me to stomach. I can't deal with these huge up and down swings. And here's my pushback to that. Here's what I want you to see. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Even though I used to work in the financial field, I'm not calling myself a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Okay. This is entertainment purposes only. But I take pride and passion in what I do. And I'm truly here, and this whole channel is started in order to help you, to wake everyone up of the power of Bitcoin. And I want you to understand something. Everything in life that's worth doing is going to be difficult, right? So this volatility is just one of those things that has to be stomached if you're going to hold and own Bitcoin. But when I told you about this revolutionary technology coming. And remember, the world doesn't know about it yet. Even though you're watching this video, the world in general still hasn't adopted Bitcoin. There's no mass adoption. Wall Street still hasn't come into this yet. College endowments still haven't come into this yet. This is going to get better over time as far as the volatility. When BlackRock gets its ETF approved, as well as Fidelity and ARK Investment, and all these other companies, volatility is going to start to calm down a bit. But don't get me wrong, fear and greed drive this market. There's tons of people waiting right now to come in with leverage in a couple of months when Bitcoin starts to go up in price as we're getting closer to the halving. And all that leverage messes with the volatility again. But if you know this stuff and you understand this stuff and you can stomach this stuff, the gains that are potentially here are mind-boggling. And let me go back to my comparison with Bitcoin and gold. Now, looking at Bitcoin is scarcer than gold, much scarcer. And once this next halving happens next year, it's really going to exponentially shoot up in rarity. It allows you to permanently store value. It has no inflation. And it's divisible down to 8 decimal points. How nice is that? And if you remember earlier, I was telling you, you need to control what you can control. I like to always stay a step ahead when and where I can. In case you don't know this, back in 1933, Franklin Delano Roosevelt confiscated all the gold amongst U.S. citizens. And what's really tragic about this is not only is that really an unconstitutional move, and I don't want to make this political, but I'm making a point about Bitcoin. That's the premise of this video. So make sure you pay attention to what I'm saying here. He did that at one of the worst economic crisis times in American history, when people were hurting and struggling. Bitcoin is not going to be confiscated. You hold the keys and the power to your wealth. Now imagine, I'm not telling you to put all your money in Bitcoin, but whatever you put in Bitcoin, you're taken from fiat money, right? An inflationary currency to a deflationary currency, Bitcoin, with no inflation to affect it. And this is one of the most important things I'm going to tell you in this video. You may be like, well, Rinzi, I just look at Bitcoin and it's almost $26,000. It's just, that's an absurd price. It's not. Price is what you pay. Value is what you receive. I'm going to say that one more time. Price is what you pay. Value is what you receive. You need to really think about that and remember this. Let's assume we can go back into the 1800s. I think it was 1847 when the Vanderbilts started the railroads in America. Imagine if you had a chance to get into that business. Imagine if Mr. Vanderbilt was going to issue you some shares and you could be an owner in Vanderbilt Railways. Would you not jump at that opportunity? Let's say there's obviously going to be a lot of ups and downs, right? Because no one even knew what railroads were or what they were going to be used for. But you're innovative. You believe you have something great here. And look how it turned out. Look how it bettered the world. I mean, to this day, currently, we still use railroads. Now, if your stock would have shot up massively in a year, would you have sold it all? No. That's like what I tell you about Bitcoin. One of my first videos I ever made on this channel was me explaining how Bitcoin is like cyber Manhattan. It's like owning property in Manhattan, right? You don't sell property in Manhattan. You have to look at Bitcoin differently. It's wealth preservation at the highest level that we've ever seen on this planet, in my opinion. So if you can think critically with a mind of what it must have been like in the 1800s to see this railroad, to see how this flourished and be a part of it. Or how about this one, right? If you go back to, was it 1997 when Amazon stock hit the market, right? I think it came in at $18 a share. Would you like to go back to that time? Or how about Apple, 1980? I think Apple came on at right around $20 or $22 a share. Now, when you think of all the splits and divisions and the dividends, would you not like to go back to that time? How much would you buy? Are you ready for this one? How about back in 2010 when Bitcoin hit the market at 0.0008? I believe it's 3 or 4 zeros. I'm sorry if I'm wrong on that. And a month later, it shot up to 8 cents. So remember, even though it's 26,000 right now, think of the Vanderbilts, think of the railroads, the world still doesn't know about it. It shot up that much because it's that valuable. And you don't think the Vanderbilts went through ups and downs and volatility? They did. All of these technical innovations did. And that's what I want you to see and understand. This is where my power and my premise and my belief and my passion comes from with Bitcoin. I'm not telling you this because I heard someone else say it. This is how I see the world, and this is how I see Bitcoin, and this is where my conviction comes from, and I'm sticking to it. The only way at this point I would ever sell Bitcoin is if something better comes along. But as you see from all these technical innovations I went through, it took almost a lifetime before that happened. So even if you just took 5% of your money and put it in Bitcoin, how much damage could that really cause? Again, not financial advice. I want you to think critically. My purpose is for you to question what I'm saying, think about it rationally, and make an educated decision. Because this is how I live. And I'm very comfortable. And there's never a day where I don't want to try to get more Bitcoin, more Satoshis. Because I see the vision here. And I see the power of blockchain technology. And don't kid yourself, it's already here, but the world doesn't know about it. This is not going to officially launch until it's mainstream adoption. We're thinking that's next year, but we still don't know. But many experts and analysts are agreeing next year is probably when this is going to happen, 2024. But only time will tell. But remember, this is a golden opportunity to not just have money when you retire. This is wealth creation at a level that you can't comprehend. And it doesn't matter who I'm speaking to. And remember how nice, you don't have to buy whole Bitcoins. You can buy $10 of Bitcoin if you want, whatever amount you want. Dollar cost average in, build your position. If you're starting to see the power of Bitcoin and how it represents the best representation of proof of work, right? Inside the trust net and the blockchain technology, all these complex math algorithms working inside of the blockchain, it's mind-boggling. Anyone who questions Bitcoin, in my humble opinion, just doesn't understand it. And that's okay. Sole purpose I'm making these videos, sole purpose I'm trying to teach you. And hopefully this makes you feel better. I'm going to always be here. I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to help you understand this. And we're going to grow together. That much I can assure you. That much I can promise you. Everything else, let the cards fall where they may. But just remember, you do you in life. You take care of yourself. You do the best you can. But your money's bleeding, whether you like it or not. Your money's designed to fail, whether you or I like it or not. So I'm not just going to sit on the sidelines and do nothing about it. I'm going to stand up, peer into the future, find out what's better, get ahead of it, and get what I can of it. So if you gain value from this video, please smash that like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for staying till the end. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out these latest videos to help you on your crypto journey.